Do you have a lot of yarn and aren't sure how to organize it? Today, I am going to be sharing how I just reorganized my yarn stash. So much fun to film when you have animals in the house that want to be right with you. Today's video is going to be more of me showing you what I have done to create this organization that's behind me. And I'm super excited about it because I've gone through all sorts of organization and it's come together to finally, most of my yarn is back in my office. If you followed me for a while, we had our flooring redone, which was amazing because we've lived in this house for 20 years and we finally got the vinyl flooring planks and I absolutely love them. We pulled everything out. I pulled all of the stuff out of that closet and I pulled out my yarn organization that I had in here, and it wasn't quite how I liked it. I decided that I finally wanted my other IKEA shelf in here with me, and I wanted to try, my goal was to try and get all of my yarn back into the office. Now I'm about there. The only yarn that probably won't go back in this office is my blanket yarn. And if it does, it's going to end up in that closet right there. For me, blanket yarn, I have so much of it. I'm trying to use up my stash of that, but it's in totes. And there's some totes behind me. And I will, if you keep watching in the video, I'm going to share how I got to this point. So let's get started. Instead of doing market stuff and YouTube stuff, I am winding my yarn to make it fit in that basket a little bit more organized, and it's turning out really good. Getting rid of yarn that I don't enjoy working with, so it's going out the door. Look at me. Well, I think the pile got higher instead of lower. I just went to the Dollar Tree and I love this color. It's called Ballet Slipper. It makes really cute stuff. So I'm still winding, but I organized my colors, so that's just like my regular yarn in these two. And then here's specialty yarn. So this came in this color. These colors are like a fluffier yarn, and they came in a huge skein like this. So wound those up, and then my glitter yarn's in there. And then my other specialty yarn, so I have my velvet yarn, my alpaca yarn, and then my fluffy yarn. And I was going to get clips at the Dollar Tree. They didn't have clips, but I have these because these are harder to wind and they're just going to come loose. So I was going to clip it together like that. So I'm going to go through, and the ones that are harder to wind, I'm going to clip them. So then I've got my full skeins in there. And then these, which I need to figure out how to use up. But I'm excited with the process. So these are my Premier Yarn extras. And then my other extras that I use all the time. Not my extras, but the ones that I use all the time. Those are the colors there. Those are all wound. And these are all my extra. I think there's some Premier in there, but it's mostly stuff that I got off of Amazon a while ago, like probably 4 years ago. And you had to buy 5 or whatever in the pack. And they are Himalaya brand yarns, so I still need to do that. And then I still need to organize my cotton yarn, which is in there. So I'm most definitely going to get rid of some of that. And then here is another one that I'm going to go through that has this stuff, this kind of yarn, because I use these for eyes. And then I'm debating on whether if I keep the Kobu yarn. Oh, look, there's glitter yarn. See, look. Good thing I started recording so that I know that I need to wind that and put that away. So, and then I'm hoping to empty this out so I can organize those dolls a little bit better. Then I thought these would be perfect to put my safety eyes that I have up here on the top in this bowl, and just put them by size into those containers so that when I need them for my dolls, I can just pull them out. And I've been working on those. So it's coming along. Oh, there's my Good thing I'm recording again because I need to have a baby, what is it called? Baby party. Can't even think what it's called tomorrow. And I am taking, it's teddy bear themed. So I'm taking this cutie and pull him out. It's called a baby shower and I'm taking this guy. In this organizing mess, I remembered I had these things, these little prongs, and I thought these would be super helpful to hold the loose yarn that likes to come out of cakes, you know, like the end, you have to kind of weave it in there, or even better yet, the fur yarn. I gotta show you what it looks like. Hold on, let's go scoot over here to my basket with the fur yarn here, and look at that, just holds it right in there tight. As I can't roll these into balls, or excuse me, it's in a ball. I can't roll these into cakes. They don't hold as well. This type, there are some that do, like this one. This one went together well, but this one just, it slips off each other. So if you have stuff that's already in ball and you don't want to do it in a cake, there's another option. So yay. So I'm going to continue to have that little mess that I think what I'm going to end up doing is the smaller balls of yarn. I'm not going to worry about rolling in a cake, but I will be putting them up. I have small ones in that bowl, if you can see, because they're too small to roll in to a cake. All right, we are at the point where I only have 2 more baskets that I have to organize, but I have taken all of my chenille yarn. So this is Himalayan yarns. Nope. This is Premier Parfait Chunky yarn, and this is Himalayan yarns, and I think there's some other yarns in there, but they're all chenille yarns, and that's all of my chenille yarns that aren't used. And then, of course, I have the one underneath my desk that are already in cakes, and I pull that out when I use it. These are my larger yarns, so this is Sweet Snuggles. And then these are going to be going for a project. So I kind of just left them. This is blanket yarn. And then I have just books in here, my crochet books. And of course, I'm still organizing for my market. So these will go into my flower box, which I have here. So everything will have its home. So in my last baskets, I have adhesive and then just random stuff because this used to be in my front room. So I still need to organize and pull those things out. And then I can stick my smaller cotton yarn is going to go in there, but I need to get on creating because I have a few markets coming up and I need to get things done. But I am super pleased with how that turned out. And so now I have a place for my market stuff. It doesn't have to go in a random closet upstairs, and all of my yarn has a home and I can get to it and I don't have to go up and down the stairs, which I'm so excited about. When we moved into this house, my husband was so nice that he bought me some bookshelves to help me keep more organized. I was a scrapbooker, so now I do more things with yarn, and I am intending probably to put my adhesives in this so that I can move my yarn into one of those baskets. But I need to put my clay away, organized a little bit more. Right now I'm focusing on my yarn. I would probably put my wound in cakes blanket yarn on these shelves so that everything is in its own place. I think I'll have 2 totes full of unwound blanket yarn. So they're totes just like this, and they are upstairs in a closet. And these are numbered just for my own purposes. But yeah, that's how I do it. And then here's where I ended up putting my safety eyes. They're just in there. And so I know that those are the 25 or the 18. I don't know. But, and this bag's going to my market too. So far. And so if you have extra closet space or something, use a bookshelf. I would love to know if you are a knit person or a crochet person. You use yarn. So how do you store your yarn? What have you found the most effective? I was really excited that I could have somewhat of a yarn wall, but that it wasn't controlled, you know, like an area, because I have a hard time with my yarn being messy. I like everything to have its spot, and sometimes I don't even want to see my yarn. So I think I have the best of both worlds with my yarn displayed this way. And yeah, I would love to know what creative tips you have found to organize your yarn, or what are your takeaways from this video. Happy organizing of your yarn.